In the event that you are a fan of automobiles, I would like to warmly welcome you to this briefing on the newly revealed 2025 Mazda CX-70 car. In light of this, we had anticipated a more compact mid-size SUV. Nevertheless, the CX-70, which has 2 rows of seating, appears to be precisely the same size as the CX-90. The only difference is that it does not have a 3rd row. It appears that the 2-row CX-70, which is Mazda's new mid-size SUV, shares a platform and wheelbase with the 3-row CX-90. This is a surprise to us because the CX-70 is larger than we anticipated. A plug-in hybrid powertrain will also be available for the 2025 Mazda CX-70, in addition to the turbocharged 3.3-liter inline-6 engine that will be available in 2 different power ratings. In comparison to its sibling, the CX-70 has a slightly different appearance due to the presence of black accents on the grille, mirrors, and door handles. Considering that we are not primarily responsible for making decisions regarding automotive marketing, we will simply mention that we were taken aback when we discovered that the 2025 Mazda CX-70, which is a mid-size SUV that we had anticipated, would be able to fit into a sweet spot between the smaller CX-50 and the larger 3-row CX-90, is apparently the same size as the CX-90, with the exception of the absence of the 3rd row. Oh, I see. It appears as though it might be an option rather than a standalone model. Nonetheless, hey, that is the move that Mazda took, and we are just here to report on it. To Mazda's good fortune, we enjoyed the CX-90, and the CX-70 comes equipped with the same sleek exterior design and captivating inside, which features plush leather and patterned metallic trim. The grille, mirrors, door handles, and trim pieces have all been blacked out, and the wheels are designed in a way that is exclusive to the CX-70. These are just some of the design alterations that have been made to differentiate it from the CX-90. However, before we proceed, if you find this content about gasoline-powered automobiles to be enjoyable, we would appreciate it if you would show your support for this channel by clicking on the subscribe button that is located below. This will allow you to receive new video updates as they are added to this channel. I am grateful to you. It's time to get going. As we mentioned earlier, if you want to demonstrate that you are a Mazda enthusiast, you should order the red Nappa leather that is a tribute to the 100th anniversary special edition MX-5. Despite the fact that the CX-70 may take up more space in a parking spot than a Mazda wants you to know that the 2 vehicles are connected. In reference to the availability of more space, if you move from the front row to the 2nd row, you will discover seats that recline and a generous amount of head and legroom, even with the panoramic sunroof. Behind the 2nd row is a concealed storage box that is located beneath the floor, as well as a large cargo area. Despite the fact that Mazda did not reveal any specific data, it is anticipated that the CX-70 will have a cargo space of 40 cubic feet behind the 2nd row and 75 cubic feet when those seats are folded. This may be accomplished by pressing a button located just inside the cargo hatch. In the engine compartment, there will be one of 3 distinct powertrain options, all of which are comparable to those found in the CX-90. Both 280 horsepower and 340 horsepower versions of the turbocharged 3.3-liter inline-6 engine and 48-volt hybrid system will be available for the CX-70. Additionally, a plug-in hybrid that combines a 2.5-liter gasoline engine with an electric motor will be available for the CX-70, which delivers a combined output of 323 horsepower. In addition to being equipped with all-wheel drive, each of the 3 vehicles is backed by an automated gearbox with 8 gears. On the inside, it appears like the CX-70 utilizes the same full-color digital dashboard and infotainment display that measures 12.3 inches as the CX-90. Concerns about getting to the screen are of no consequence because it is not controlled by a touchscreen, but rather by buttons that are easy to use and a rotary knob that is located on the center console. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both compatible with Mazda vehicles, and for the very first time, the company now offers connection with Amazon Alexa. A further new piece of software is called Unresponsive Driver Support, and it is designed to bring the vehicle to a complete stop in the event that the driver disregards warning alerts. According to representatives from Mazda, buyers found the extensive range of trim levels available for the CX-90 to be perplexing. As a result, we do not anticipate the CX-70 to be available in 8 distinct trim levels. More likely, Mazda will offer approximately 5 of the higher level trims, each of which will have a starting price that is greater than the others. People who want to fold the third row in a CX-90 but don't want to do so will be able to purchase the CX-70 when it goes on sale in the spring of 2024. At an early age, Ilana Sher was like a sleeper agent that was activated late in the game. She had no idea what she was supposed to be doing. By enrolling in the art school at UCLA, she got the closest to achieving her goal of becoming a veterinarian, an astronaut, and an artist, just like many other young women. Despite the fact that she did not possess a car, she painted automobiles. A driver's license was something that Ilana grudgingly obtained at the age of 21, and it was then that she realized that she not only enjoyed automobiles and desired to drive them, but that other people also loved automobiles and desired to read about them, which meant that somebody had to write about automobiles. Ilana has been writing for a variety of automotive magazines and websites ever since she was given activation codes. Her topics of coverage include classic cars, car culture, technology, motorsports, and reviews of new luxury automobiles. During the year 2020, she was honored with the Motor Press Guild's Best Feature Award for the C/D piece, titled A Drive Through Classic Americana in a Polestar 2. She was honored with first prize in the 16th Annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards by the Los Angeles Press Club in 2023 for her feature story, In Washington, D.C.'s Secret Carpool Cable. It's a daily slugfest that was published in Car and Driver. If you were anticipating that the new CX-70 SUV from Mazda will be larger than the CX-50 and smaller than the CX-90, then you are somewhat correct in your expectations. The CX-70 was supposed to have a scope that was comparable to that of the CX-60 that is available in the rest of the world, but you know what happens when you make assumptions. In spite of the fact that we do not have any dimensions to verify the similarities, Mazda has remained tight-lipped for reasons that are now apparent. The all-new CX-70 is, as far as we can tell, a two-row CX-90 with blacked-out trim. Although we would like to be sarcastic about it, in fact, we made an effort to be cynical about it. The reality is that the CX-70 might well be the large Mazda SUV that we were looking for. People whose children have left the nest and no longer require a 7-seater vehicle are the target audience for the CX-70. However, these individuals still enjoy the ride quality of the large SUVs they have been driving throughout their lives. It is the same concept as Honda's Passport and Volkswagen's Atlas Cross Sport. But whereas those two SUVs have a distinctive and smaller body in comparison to their 7-seat platform mates, Mazda has not made any such investment. The CX-70, on the other hand, is distinguished chiefly by its distinctive front and rear bumpers, smoked chrome, and blacked-out trim. When compared to the rest of the darkened trim, the dusky chrome appears to be the most attractive. Both the door handles, which are the same color as the body of the CX-90, and the upper half of the side window surrounds, which are chrome on higher trim levels of the CX-90, are made of black plastic, at least on the CX-70s that we observed. You might find this kind of plastic on an entry-level Nissan Versa, which is the model that dealerships market as having no initial payment and a monthly payment of $199. The same can be said for the details on the new front bumper, which resemble the plastic filler pieces that you get when you are unable to afford to purchase fog lights as an optional accessory. After entering the CX-70, you will be able to forgive and forget anything that has been mentioned above. Here, you will find the same fundamental layout as in the CX-90, complete with the stunning digital dashboard that we adore and the dial/touchscreen infotainment system that we do not like. However, the trim and color options are more appealing, including a black and red combination that is particularly appealing. There is a tremendous amount of cargo space available because there is no third row seat. If you require additional space, the split fold-back seat may be lowered with the push of a button. When the third row seating is removed, a large secret storage space is left behind. This storage space is located beneath the cargo floor that can be removed, but because it is so far forward, those who are shorter may have difficulty accessing it. Mazda officials who were present during our time with the SUV informed us that the CX-70 will be offered with either Mazda's 3.3-liter inline-six engine that is boosted by a mild hybrid system or its four-cylinder base plug-in hybrid PHEV powertrain that features a 2.5-liter inline-four engine with an electric motor and a 17.8 kilowatt-hours battery. Although Mazda did not provide us with any technical details, the company enjoys revealing information in a gradual manner. Although we are unable to conceive of a significant difference, if any at all, between these and the powertrains found in the CX-90, we are curious as to whether or not Mazda will provide both the 280 and 340 horsepower variants of the 3.3-liter engine. We anticipate that the 323 horsepower plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, PHEV, will deliver the best performance, just like it does in the CX-90, which accelerates to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds, whereas the 340 horsepower six-cylinder engine takes 6.5 seconds. The concept of selling a vehicle that appears to be a CX-90 but does not have a third row and is equipped with a blacked-out trim package as a completely distinct model is one that we find somewhat absurd. Yet we cannot say that we feel strongly about the concept of the car. Our biggest complaint about this Mazda as a whole, which we voiced in our most recent comparison of three-row SUVs, is that the CX-90 is simply not as family-friendly as other competitors like the Honda Pilot, Kia Telluride, and Hyundai Palisade. We love the way the CX-90 looks and drives in general, even though we have some grievances with the plug-in's powertrain refinement. It is the most kind thing that we can say about the CX-70, and we do mean this in the most kind sense, that by removing the CX-90's pretense of being family-friendly, it should allow the vehicle that lies beneath it to show through. Are purchasers going to agree? Are they willing to embrace the family-friendly profile of the CX-70 as an alternative to more sleek SUVs designed for empty nester families? Are they willing to accept the need that they locate parking places that are 7 seats in size for their 5-seater? Will they fail to take into account the fact that, despite the fact that the CX-70 will most likely be a pleasant vehicle to drive, it may be improved by reducing its weight? Despite the fact that we are unable to say at this time, we are certain that we would be much more excited by a slightly smaller SUV that had a more aggressive rear end. There is no doubt that pricing will be a factor, and we do not yet know what Mazda's objectives are about this matter. On the one hand, we may make the case that the CX-70 is a more premium product than the CX-90. Nevertheless, the fact that it has such a flimsy plastic trim may indicate that it has a lower manufacturer's suggested retail price. In light of the fact that we were completely wrong about the CX-70 being a rebranded CX-60, and concept that is totally reasonable, if you ask the majority of the motoring press, you can understand why we are hesitant to speculate. The CX-70, according to our inner cynics, is a half-hearted attempt to morph the Mazda CX-90 into something that it is not, and something that it is not. Our inner Mazda files, on the other hand, believe that a large SUV that features a first-class cabin and driving qualities that are characteristic of Mazda is sure to make us grin on the inside. When Mazda releases any information, we will be sure to keep you updated on it. However, the driving experience will be the true test of the product, which we are anxiously anticipating. I really hope that you were able to find some information that was helpful in this briefing. We appreciate you watching. Have a good time in the following video.